Welcome back to our channel, Zero to English, the podcast dedicated to helping you achieve fluency one practical conversation at a time. We break down real-world English so you can speak confidently in any situation. If you love practical lessons like this, please remember to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell for more videos. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a critical edition of the English Learning Masterclass. I'm Perry.
And I'm Alan. Today we are discussing a topic that is often intimidating, even for native speakers, talking to the police.
Whether you are reporting a minor incident, being pulled over for a traffic violation, or acting as the witness to a crime, the language you use with law enforcement must be precise, respectful, and clear. This isn't just about good English, it's about safety and legal clarity.
In this masterclass, we aren't just teaching you how to say, "I didn't do it." We are exploring the linguistic survival skills needed to understand commands, provide accurate descriptions, and protect your rights using sophisticated, calm communication.
Let's start with our core scenario. Alan will play a police officer, and I will play a driver who has been pulled over for a routine traffic stop. This is the most common interaction you might have. Listen for how I use soft language to show cooperation while seeking information.
Ready, Perry. Officer. Good evening. License and registration, please. Do you know why I pulled you over tonight?
Good evening, officer. Here's my license and the vehicle registration. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure. Was I exceeding the speed limit?
You were clocked at 55 in a 40-mile-per-hour zone. Also, I noticed your passenger side taillight is out. Are you aware of that?
I apologize, officer. I had no idea about the taillight. I'll make sure to get that fixed first thing tomorrow. As for the speed, I must have lost track of the signs while looking for my turn. I've lived in this neighborhood for years and usually adhere to the limits.
Stay in the vehicle while I run your plates and check your information. I'll be back in a moment. Everything checks out. I'm going to let you off with a verbal warning for the speed, but I am issuing a fix-it ticket for that taillight. You have 14 days to resolve the issue and show proof at the station.
I appreciate the warning, officer. I'll take care of the light immediately. Thank you for your time. Have a safe night.
You too. Drive carefully. Let's deconstruct the language of that interaction. In a police encounter, the power dynamic is unequal. Therefore, the English you use must be direct, deferential, and declarative.
First, the phrasal verb, pull over. This means a police officer has signaled for you to move your car to the side of the road and stop. When an officer asks, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" they are looking to see if you are aware of your surroundings and if you will admit to a mistake.
I used the term clocked. In law enforcement, this refers to using a radar gun to measure your speed. It's a more technical way of saying measured.
I use the phrase adhere to. This is a high-level synonym for follow or obey. Using adhere to the speed limit sounds more professional and responsible than follow the rules.
Then there is the logistical phrase, run your plates. This means the officer is entering your license plate number into a database to check for insurance, registration status, or outstanding warrants.
Finally, let's look at the results. Alan mentioned a verbal warning and a fix-it ticket. Verbal warning, a formal, spoken caution that doesn't cost money or add points to your license. Fix-it ticket, a citation for a mechanical issue, like a broken light, that is dismissed once you prove you have repaired the vehicle.
Notice the tone. Perry stayed calm and didn't interrupt. In English-speaking cultures, interrupting an officer is seen as combative or uncooperative. The goal is to be a cooperative citizen. In Part 3, we categorize the vocabulary into 3 tiers: the roadside, the crime scene, and the legal protections.
Tier 1, roadside and traffic encounters. Citation, the formal word for a ticket. Moving violation, an infraction that happens while the car is in motion, speeding, running a red light. Breathalyzer, the device used to test for alcohol. Sobriety test, a physical test to check if a driver is impaired.
Tier 2,
reporting a crime or incident. File a report, the official act of documenting an event. I'd like to file a report for a stolen bicycle. Suspect, the person believed to have committed the crime. Physical description, height, weight, hair color, and clothing of a person. Under oath, telling the truth in a legal context.
Tier 3. Rights and legal safeguards. Probable cause, the legal standard for an officer to conduct a search. Search warrant, a legal document signed by a judge. Right to remain silent, your constitutional right to avoid self-incrimination. Counsel, a formal word for a lawyer. I would like to speak to counsel.
Beyond the nouns, focus on modal verbs. Using may I or could you is essential. May I reach for my wallet is a safety phrase. It tells the officer what you are doing before you move your hands.
We now enter the pragmatic zone. In English-speaking cultures, specifically the US, UK, Canada, and Australia, police interactions are governed by a very specific social script. If you deviate from this script, the officer may perceive you as difficult or suspicious, even if you are entirely innocent.
Pragmatic Rule 1. Telegraphing and physical transparency. Safety is the officer's primary concern. In the U.S. particularly, officers are trained to watch a person's hands. If you reach into your pocket or the glove compartment suddenly, it can lead to a dangerous misunderstanding. The strategy: always explain your physical actions before you take them. The script: Officer, my insurance is in the center console. I'm going to reach for it now. Is that all right? By asking for permission and describing the movement, you de-escalate the situation through linguistic transparency.
Pragmatic Rule 2. The art of polite non-admission. When an officer asks, "Do you know why I stopped you?" they are often looking for a confession. If you say, "I was probably speeding," you have admitted guilt, which can be used against you in court. The strategy: be cooperative but vague. Use soft qualifiers. The script: I'm not exactly sure, officer. I was focused on the road. Could you clarify the reason for the stop? This is not lying. It is protecting your legal position while remaining respectful.
Pragmatic Rule 3. Asserting rights without escalating. You have the right to refuse a search of your vehicle or home if the officer does not have a warrant or probable cause. However, many learners struggle with the tone. If you are too aggressive, you might be detained. The strategy: use formal, legalistic language. It signals that you are rights aware. The script: Officer, I respect your job, but I do not consent to searches of my private property. Using the formal verb consent to is much more effective than saying, no, you can't look. It sounds like you have spoken to counsel before.
Pragmatic Rule 4. Witness precision, the head-to-toe method. If you are reporting a crime, the police need actionable intelligence. Avoid vague adjectives like scary or weird. Use a systematic physical breakdown. The strategy: describe the suspect from the head down. The script: the suspect was a male, approximately 6 feet tall. He had a shaved head and a prominent scar on his left cheek. He was wearing a high-visibility vest over a black hoodie and dark denim jeans.
Part 5 is your training ground. We aren't just giving you questions, we are putting you into high-stakes simulations. Try to respond out loud before we provide the expert response.
Simulation 1. The roadside traffic stop. You have been pulled over at night. The officer shines a flashlight into your car and says, "I need you to step out of the vehicle and walk to the back of the car. Do you have any weapons or illegal items on you?" Now respond using telegraphing and direct negation.
I'm stepping out now, officer. My hands are visible. No, I do not have any weapons or illegal items in my possession. May I close my door?
Simulation 2. Reporting an active incident. You're calling the emergency line because you see someone breaking into a neighbor's house. The operator asks, "Is the suspect still on the premises, and can you describe the point of entry?" Now respond using premises, suspect, and point of entry.
Yes, the suspect is still on the premises. They used a crowbar as a point of entry through the side window. I am staying inside my house as you requested.
Simulation 3. Asserting your rights during an inquiry. An officer is asking you very personal questions about your immigration status or your destination that make you uncomfortable. Now respond using the phrase right to remain silent or relevant.
Officer, I want to be helpful, but I don't see how that is relevant to a traffic stop. I'd like to exercise my right to remain silent regarding my personal travels. Am I free to go?
Simulation 4. Correcting a misunderstanding. An officer thinks you ran a red light, but you actually entered the intersection while it was yellow. Now respond using dispute and intersection.
Officer, I respectfully dispute that. I entered the intersection while the light was still yellow to avoid braking dangerously. Is it possible to check the traffic cameras? We have covered the vocabulary of the street and the logic of the law, but how do you ensure this language is available to you when your adrenaline is pumping?
Strategy 1. The emergency script mental rehearsal. You should have 3 default sentences memorized. These are your safety nets if your English fails you during a panic. I do not consent to a search. I am going to reach for my ID phone now. I would like to speak to counsel before I answer further questions. Practice saying these in the shower or while driving. You want them to be automatic.
Strategy 2. The media immersion audit. Real-world English. Watch body cam footage or documentaries like Cops or 24 Hours in Police Custody. Don't watch for the drama. Watch for the officer's commands. Identify the phrasal verbs. Step out, back up, hands up, turn around. Listen to how civilians successfully de-escalate by using calm, formal English versus how they escalate by using slang or aggression.
Strategy 3. The linguistic compliance goal. In a police encounter, your goal is to be the most boring person the officer meets that day. Use clear, simple, and polite English. Avoid slang or street talk as it can be misinterpreted as a lack of respect for authority. Use titles like officer or deputy to show you recognize their role.
Strategy 4. The rights card. In many countries, civil rights organizations provide Know Your Rights cards in multiple languages. Download one in English. Even if you are fluent, showing the card to an officer can communicate your position more clearly than words when you are shaken.
Navigating a police interaction is a test of both your character and your language skills. By remaining calm, telegraphing your actions, and using